A member of Congress who previously called for banning members from trading stock was just outed as one of the most active stock traders in Congress. Since taking office in January, Representative Rob Bresnahan has made over 530 trades worth nearly $6.2 million. But in March 2021, Bresnahan penned an op-ed in a local paper stating that if elected, he would co-sponsor legislation to ban stock trading in Congress. Some of the most prolific traders in the country serve in Congress, Bresnahan wrote. Whether or not they have done something wrong, the idea that we can buy and sell stocks while voting on legislation that will have a direct impact on these companies is wrong and needs to come to an end immediately. The New York Times first reported on his market activity in April, and this was his office's response. Hannah Pope, a spokeswoman for Mr. Bresnahan, said that he had yet to co-sponsor legislation on the topic because he had decided instead to introduce his own bill, which is still in the works. Then, in May, he finally did introduce a bill, but it wasn't exactly unique. 1 month later, he did, introducing the Trust Act, a name that sounded similar to an existing stock ban bill, the Trust in Congress Act. I think his staff should learn how to Google Representative Chip Roy, the GOP co-sponsor of that bill, told Notice. And maybe you're in the camp that thinks, well, maybe they should be able to trade stocks so long as they are avoiding conflicts with their committee work. Well, Mr. Bresnahan, who serves on the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, has traded some stocks related to those fields, including Caterpillar, the construction and mining equipment manufacturer, CSX, the railroad company, and Boeing, the airplane manufacturer. However, Bresnahan insists he isn't making those trades himself. As we've seen repeatedly, Rob has no involvement. As we've said repeatedly, Rob has no involvement in the stock trades made by his financial advisor. Hannah Pope, a spokeswoman for Bresnahan, told BI, he's in the process of finalizing a blind trust, which requires sign-off from the House Ethics Committee. Trae, when he's saying he's not making these trades himself, but you do see the work overlap with his legislative work, do you believe him?
No. I mean, what reason is he given to make anybody believe him? This kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about the moral degradation of politicians and stuff, where it's like this type of thing, like self-enrichment and all that, and like shadowy backstage deals and stuff, and screwing over the constituents for their own benefit, and that's all like part and parcel of the political experience, I feel like, for a long time. But like, they didn't used to be like just so brazen about it or whatever, and the hypocrisy too. I mean, it's like also promising to not do one thing and then doing that thing when you get elected, also very standard. But like I said, it's just more kind of unapologetic and in your face now, which makes it more upsetting. And yeah, they shouldn't be able to trade stocks while they're get in, serve. We should probably have term limits too. Serve a few years, you get out, you get your speaking engagements and your no-show board of director gigs and all that crap that they get, and you'll be plenty rich and you'll be fine. They don't have to be trading stocks, I don't think, when they're in office. Money in politics in general is just obviously one of the biggest problems that we have in this country, period. And, in keeping with the sort of the themes of this story, like obviously the only people who have the ability to do anything about that are the people who are benefiting directly from it. So they're not really incentivized to do so, to fix it. So that's upsetting too.
Yeah, it's so cynical to use that as part of the reason why your constituents should elect you. He recognizes this is a problem. He recognizes that other members of Congress, before he got in, members of Congress were enriching themselves by trading stocks for companies over which they had control or influence through their committee work or through legislation they were voting on. So he's smart enough or cynical enough to recognize this is a problem that people care about. So I'm going to use this to get in and then just do the exact same thing. I mean, the volume with what we're talking about here, it's not just, oh, he had a bunch of stock from prior years or prior jobs for different companies and he sold them off and he made a bunch of money. No, he's actively buying and selling over 500 times. He joined Congress in January. This isn't like over a long career. He's only been in Congress for several months. And he's already traded over 500 times, worth over $6 million. So he is very active. And I think it's just so cynical for somebody to do that, knowing that people are concerned about it, knowing that people are upset over it, and then just turning around and doing the same thing. And I think him saying, oh, I want to write my own legislation was his way of delaying fulfilling the promise that he made in co-sponsoring something, because there was already a bill he could have co-sponsored right away. There were multiple bills, in fact, not just Chip Roy's, Marie Perez, in the Pacific Northwest. She had a bill, but that would also, if passed and enacted, would end the automatic pay raises for members of Congress. He's probably not going to want that. If he's trying to enrich himself, why would he want to cut off an automatic pay raise? It's so disgusting and frustrating that you have these people who are going in there, preying on people's feelings and concerns, and then just turning around and doing the same thing to perpetuate the problem.